Welcome to the PEI Business Podcast. I'm Jennifer Evans from Stingray. And on this week's episode, we're meeting Jillian van Duinkerken. Jillian is the CEO of Duinkerken Foods. We're going to hear the story of how her mother's passion for baking has actually turned into a national gluten-free food manufacturing company. Another great PEI story. It's all here on the PEI Business Podcast, brought to you by Innovation PEI, where we're celebrating island business. And don't forget, mark your calendars for Tuesday, April 7th. It's the PEI Business Summit at the Delta Prince Edward here in Charlottetown. A great day of learning, networking, and preparing for the year ahead. Welcome to the PEI Business Podcast. And on this week's episode, we are sitting down and meeting Jillian van Duinkerken of Duinkerken Foods. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, what was so exciting was last week when I met you in Halifax and you were being honored as one of Atlantic Canada's top 25 most powerful women. So congratulations.
Thank you.
What a special night.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I mean, 25 women in Atlantic Canada, and we were so proud to have you from PEI.
Yes, it was amazing. I felt so incredibly honored to be there and to share the stage with so many amazing women, sharing their stories and their businesses. It was just incredible.
We should have brought your award today to
I
show.
know. I should have.
Anyway, don't be too humble because that's a well-deserved recognition.
Oh, thank you.
So you grew up in the family business. Your mom started this business over 20 years ago and kind of out of necessity because of some dietary concerns. Just tell us how your mom got started.
So it started all the way back in 1994. She was diagnosed with celiac disease, and it was just a whirlwind issues that happened in our household because she couldn't have gluten anymore. So anything like wheat related. And she just started going into the grocery store trying to purchase products, and it tasted like sawdust. It was absolutely awful. There was nothing on the market. So she's a passionate baker. So she started baking in the kitchen, trying to create her own breads, muffins, those types of things. And the products were turning out incredible. She's like a genius in the kitchen when it comes to baking. And it was just kind of that moment of realization that, okay, there's probably other families across Canada who are going through the same issues that we're going through. So we hopped in our minivan and we went to like every celiac, every gluten-free event across Canada.
And there couldn't have been too many 20
there
years
wasn't
ago,
many,
because this was kind of a new thing.
Yeah, there was a few celiac chapters. So we just kind of went around showcasing just our recipes, honestly. We weren't even thinking as selling the product as a business at that point. We were just more, okay, we want to help you. Here's some products that actually taste good. And so we kind of realized everyone was saying to us, like, this is incredible. You should sell this. So it was kind of that light bulb moment for my mother. We have something here that's really special that could really help families across Canada. So she decided to incorporate Duinkerken Foods in 2005. We started off with 3 baking mixes. Now we have over 18 different products. We focus more in the Atlantic region at the beginning. And then we slowly started to spread across the country. So it was an incredible journey watching her grow the business.
And had she been in business before?
They did have a seafood business, my father and my mother. And but it was just this was her thing.
This was her.
And she is just a business genius. She's such a great mentor for me. I learned everything from my mother. So it was incredible, especially in the 90s, 2000s, seeing a woman start a business.
Absolutely.
So it was incredible. She was
in a very niche market. That 100%. Was just, today we are very aware of celiac and gluten-free allergies, but 20 years ago, it was like a brand new thing. So to break that barrier.
Going into the meetings and saying, I have a gluten-free product. And people are like, what?
What is that?
What's gluten? Yeah. Like, what do you mean gluten-free? So that was a huge obstacle, and also being a woman business. So she had lots of obstacles, but she just took away those obstacles. She went through, and it was incredible to watch and see her grow. She was a part of We Connect. She ended up going to Walmart in Arkansas. They wanted her to be a speaker for women in business. Like, this woman is a powerhouse. And she's very shy. She's humble.
Good DNA that you
have. Yes, 100%. So as a little girl watching her, it was just an incredible thing. And it definitely made me who I am today.
But you didn't get right into the business right away.
No.
You were thinking you were going to forge your own path. Tell us a little bit about how this evolved to today you are CEO.
Yeah, so at the beginning, I was at Dalhousie. I ended up studying abroad and working abroad in Netherlands. And I ended up working for the Trade Commission at the Canadian Embassy in the Netherlands. And I was thinking I was really interested in trade. I was very fascinated with it. I did my thesis on CETA, the agreement with Canada and Europe. And I really enjoyed trade, honestly. I was really thinking, okay, maybe this is what I want to do, because I believed that Canada really relies on America, which is kind of funny. This was back in like 2015.
Yeah.
But I really noticed that we did way too much trade with the United States. So I started looking at, what about Europe? This is a huge market, so much opportunity. So I was going to go down that path. But then I got my celiac diagnosis, and it just made sense for me to come home. I think anyone from the island, we want to get home at the end of the day. That's kind of the dream, right? To be able to work in Prince Edward Island. So I decided, you know what? I took my partner and I said, let's go back to PEI, and I'm going to do this. I believe in this company. I want to grow it because my mother's story is incredible and the products are incredible. And that was my job.
So how many years ago did you get back?
This would have been 2017.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while now.
Yes.
I did work for the business over the years when I was younger, working in production, doing taste testing at Sobeys or Loblaws and things like that. So I've been a part of the journey. Right. So I actually look at it that now, how special that was, because I really got to learn the business from the ground up.
Absolutely.
And now being CEO, I see the benefits from that. So I understand where this product comes from. I worked in production. I worked in the financing. I worked in, different types of areas in branding and marketing. So it really gives me the big picture of Duinkerken Foods. So now being CEO, I'm really excited to take the vision and grow the business.
And does your mom still have some influence in the company, or is she step back?
Yeah, she is taking a step back. Yeah. She's still a part of it. It's, it's so important.
It's part of her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we work together, and she's slowly taking a step back, but yeah.
So today, what does a typical, not today, because obviously you're here doing a podcast, what's a typical day look like as CEO of a food manufacturer?
Oh, it's busy.
Are you on the road quite a bit?
Yes. I'm going to trade shows. I'm meeting with our food brokers in Ontario out west. I'm doing so many Teams meetings. I'm working in Mexico right now. I have a staff member there representing our brand to grow our brand in Mexico. So right now I'm doing a lot in Mexico. So that's really exciting as well. But it's just kind of, I find with a small family run business, you really wear all the hats. So, I could be, in the back seeing what's going on in production, or I could be in Toronto in a manufacturing meeting. So I'm doing lots of different things, which makes my job really exciting.
It would be exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. How hard was it, or challenging, I guess not hard, for an Atlantic Canadian food manufacturer to get listed with those national retailers? How does that work?
Extremely difficult.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Most of food manufacturers are in Ontario and the West Coast. So when you say you're from Atlantic Canada, that's so nice, but they want to keep you regionalized. But I'm a go-getter. I pushed and I pushed. I said, we have an amazing product at a great price. We are Atlantic Canadian, women-owned, second generation. You got to take our products on. And they did. And I think it was just, I never gave up. So we got a few no's, but that's life. That's business. You just got to push through and keep going.
So how did you get those meetings? Tough to get the meetings?
Yes, very difficult. Yeah. But you just keep emailing. You go to these events as well, trade shows, and you see the buyers, you see their badges, and you go right over. Hi, I'm Jillian. Yeah. Nice to meet you. This is my family business. And you just really have to have that confidence. And I think that really makes a difference, is when you really believe in your product, they'll see that.
Because often people will give up.
Yes.
Oh, it's too hard. I can't get the meeting. They said no. And
it's upsetting. It really.
Yeah, because it's, especially when it's a family owned, it's your business. You really take that personally. So to have that resilience to go, no, we believe in this, and this deserves to be on the shelves.
100%. I think it's really important to listen to the feedback. They will kind of look at it and say, okay, well, I don't really like this or this. And just kind of go back to the drawing board, look at their feedback. And don't take it as almost like a negative criticism. Take it as, okay, thank you for that information. You're an expert in this field. I'm going to take what you're saying and look at how I can make my product better. And anyways, we're just so happy to be sitting on the Walmart shelf, to be sitting on the Loblaw shelf, Bulk Barn, Sobeys, like we're everywhere. And it's it's so proud when you go to Vancouver and you walk into the
see
grocery
your
store and
product.
see your product. It's I gotta say, it's an incredible feeling.
And are there many competitors in your category?
Yes, especially lately, the last 5 years, I think it's, to be honest, a saturated market. There's a lot coming in, and there's just too much on the shelf. However, we always stay on the shelf, so it's interesting. You'll see so many brands come and go. And Bulk Barn Buyer put it perfectly. They said, you're the pioneer. You're the one that stays on the shelf. And that's to me,
a really big compliment.
Yes, and it made me feel really good because you get nervous. You're saying you're seeing all these new brands coming in, trying to be different, and it makes you nervous, but you got to believe in your brand. And you also have to, when you hear that from a buyer, it's like, okay, yes, we got this.
So today there's 18 different product SKUs.
Yes.
What is the number one seller?
The biscuit mix.
The biscuit mix.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's been our number one since the beginning.
Has it really?
Yes. It's really funny because people, when I tell buyers that, they're like, the biscuit mix? I'm like, yes, it makes amazing cinnamon rolls. And it's just an incredible product. So
what goes into that from your mom first tasting those gluten-free products and it tasted like sawdust to today, your product that actually tastes equal to those that have gluten? How did she and you finesse that product, that whole product testing?
Yeah, so it takes a lot of work. We have a team who also taste tests the product. It kind of just begins with the R&D, so the research and development. We look at just like what consumers are seeking. It's always changing too. Even for the last 21 years, things have changed. Nutritionals, those types of things, and ingredients. So it kind of starts off just doing the research and development of the product, looking at what consumers are seeking, and then you start working on the product, working with the ingredients. Then you go into the taste testing to make sure that the consumer likes it. So you do like a blind taste test, those types of things. And then it goes from there, and then we create the recipe, and it goes into the mixer, and away it goes.
So how long is the product cycle from research to actually getting on the shelf if you're introducing a new product?
For us, it takes a really long time. Because for us, taste is the most important. That's why we've been in business for 21 years. When we create a product, we're not benchmarking a gluten-free bread. We're benchmarking like a Betty Crocker regular mix, a gluten mix, those types of things. So for us, it takes a long time. So it takes about a year, I'd say.
Okay.
Yes.
And so to have developed 18 products over the last 20 years, you have been busy.
Extremely busy, yes.
And are there more products to come, or do you think you're kind of at the point, this is what we can manage?
We are always coming up with new products, new innovation. We really listen to what the consumers are seeking. And I know we have a few coming down the pipeline right now, like an all-purpose flour. We're really excited about that product. And in the future, we'll look at new products, of course. Usually every year we try to come up with 1 or 2 new SKUs.
So you spend a lot of time on market research too, and kind of thinking about what does the future of retail look like? What does the future of our company look like? What do you think the trends are going to be in the next 5 and 10 years?
It's really interesting. I find the market has really changed in the last 5 years, but I truly believe all natural, plant-based, those type of products are going to grow. People are seeking better alternatives for their diet. If you look at what's out there right now, I'm just talking about baking mixes. It's very scary what you're eating, and I think people are becoming more knowledgeable in what they're eating. So I'm definitely going to see. I think we're going to see more all natural, plant-based, those types of products.
The processed. There's so much processing today that people are kind of becoming, wow, what am I putting in my body?
Exactly.
Because we're seeing the negative impacts of what 100%. That could be.
And I also think affordability is going to be key. People are really going to be watching their money in regards to what they buy at the grocery store. And that's something that we've always took pride in at Duinkerken Foods, that we offer a premium product at an affordable price. So I think there's going to be a lot of push in making sure your products are affordable on the shelf. And I'm hoping that for consumers as well, because it's getting so expensive.
You're right. So let's talk about your manufacturing facility.
Yes.
You do all of this from Slemon Park, which is amazing.
Yes.
Because when we look at food manufacturing in Canada, most of it is done Ontario or the bigger provinces. And you have resisted that urge to move the manufacturing closer to the decision makers.
Yes.
You've remained committed to PEI. Tell me why that's important.
We're from PEI. My whole family is from the island. So for us, it was just so important to keep the jobs on PEI, to keep our business. I feel like our brand is Prince Edward Island in a way. People love that we're from PEI. And it's been very difficult, to be honest, over the last 20 years, because there's been a lot of temptation to go to Ontario, to go to Alberta. It just, to be honest, like, we buy our ingredients from Ontario. It gets shipped back to PEI, and then it goes back to Ontario. So people are like, what are you doing? Why aren't you in Ontario? But for us, it just made sense to keep our jobs here, to keep our livelihoods here. Like, I have a family now. I love being in Prince Edward Island. So I consider it very lucky for us to be able to work on Prince Edward Island.
And how many folks do you have employed in Summer Park?
We have around 15 employees in-house. However, like, as you mentioned, you have to be across the country.
You've got brokers.
So, yes, so we have sales staff all across the country. We have distribution from Halifax all the way to Burnaby, BC. So yeah,
that's
we're kind of for everywhere.
And is it, I'm kind of asking most people this question. I mean, COVID changed so many things.
100%.
Is your business harder today? Is it the same, or did it provide more opportunities?
That's a great question. It's definitely more difficult in regards to, I found prices went up a lot in raw materials. But I also seen that there was a huge opportunity. Like, when the world shut down in 2020, I said, what's the opportunity here? We could go home and be upset, or we can create something else that's helped the consumer. So I ended up creating a care package. It's an 18-pack care package. I honestly thought it was just going to be a small business idea. But the first day we got 5,000 orders.
Wow.
So I think, so with COVID, I look at it, it created a really great brand awareness. People were talking about our brand across the whole country. Duinkerken Foods, you can get this 18-pack, comes right to your door, free shipping. So for us, there are difficulties that happen from COVID, of course, with the cost of business. However, when I look at our brand, it was a great opportunity because we got our word out of our brand.
You took advantage of
that
opportunity.
Exactly. And I mean, we had really no staff at that point because it was COVID. So I remember going out back, making the care packages myself. But it was great. It made me excited.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you sell online today?
We do sell, not direct to the consumer. We're hoping to get back to that in the future. But right now we sell on Amazon, well.ca, Healthy Planet. So we are all over the place.
So you talk about expanding to Mexico. Do you have bigger plans to go international? And that must be a little complicated with approvals, is it?
It is very complicated.
Yeah. Food is tricky.
Yeah, so it's been a year so far working in Mexico. It takes time. I went to Guadalajara with Innovation PEI for a trade mission last year because I was supposed to go to the Anaheim show in California. So I went with the team and kind of just was interested to see if there was any opportunity. And I came back with huge accounts that were interested in working with us. However, it takes time. So we're almost there. So we're working with trying to figure out distribution right now in Mexico. So we're really excited. I think it's a great market that's growing rapidly. And it's a market that we don't think about. I find in business, we focus so much in the United States, but there's so many other markets that are growing, like in Mexico or in Asia. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds in Mexico. I think it's going to be great, and definitely the future.
And if you're in Mexico and you go into a grocery store and see your product,
my
that will be pretty amazing.
I know, it will be. And it will happen. It's just going to take some time, but I'm really optimistic that our brand should be there this time next year.
So let's talk about your life as an entrepreneur, because it's you talked about how crazy your day can be and where you are and here and there and doing so many different things. Your mom has been a big influence in your role as CEO.
100%.
Any other best advice that you've received, or things that you kind of talk yourself when you're having that tough day, tough time, you go, nope, just keep doing this?
I think a big thing is I tell myself every day is don't give up. You're going to receive criticism. People are not always going to believe in what you're doing, especially in this type of niche market. Oh, gluten-free, they kind of roll their eyes sort of thing. But at the end of the day, you just got to realize, don't give up, believe in yourself. Because I think especially for women, I think we don't take criticism well, and we tend to look back and think, okay, they didn't like the product, okay, and they just kind of walk away from it.
Keep it small, I'll stay here.
Exactly, and they don't push, but you're going to receive criticism no matter what you do. So I think it's just believing in yourself and believing what you're doing. I think that is really key, and that's what I tell myself every day. I'm helping families across the country. I meet people every day. I get phone calls, I get emails, I go to different consumer shows, and people come up to me and they tell me, you've made a huge difference in my life. And that just keeps me going.
Absolutely.
It's an incredible feeling to know that I'm helping people live better and feel better.
and have the same life as everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
with kids and
that peace of mind
I
is
know,
key. 100%.
absolutely. So maybe things will come full circle and you started thinking your career was going to be built in Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe Europe will be the next export
Yes,
destination.
yes, we'll keep our fingers crossed. It definitely is. I've been eyeing it for a long time, but it is, again, it takes time. And I'm hoping that maybe in the next, decade that our brand will be in Europe. That would be very exciting. However, I'm really looking at Asia and areas in the Middle East, honestly. Like there's a lot of areas that people don't really think about, but it's growing, it's emerging, and it's exciting. So
And our world is getting smaller all the time and more accessible.
Exactly. So we'll see what the future holds. I mean, I would love to be in the Netherlands. My family is from the Netherlands originally, so I think it'd be really special to end our products there. It'd be very special.
Well, the first 20 years has been pretty amazing.
Yes.
So I think we're all really excited to see what the next 20 years of Duinkerken Foods holds.
Exactly.
Because with your energy and vision, and there's great things to come. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we will be checking our grocery store shelves wherever we travel.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much for having
Jillian.
me.